The rain is washing away the blood, but not the memory. I'm on my knees in the mud, dress ruined, makeup streaking down my face like war paint, and I can't stop shaking. The park is empty. Everyone with sense went home when the storm started. But I can't move, can't breathe, can't do anything except watch the rain dilute the red stains on my palms into something pink and grotesque. I watched a man die tonight, not on the news, not in a movie, 6 feet in front of me, 3 bullets, his body folded like paper, and the killer looked me straight in the eyes before he walked away. Thunder cracks overhead, and I flinch so hard I taste blood where I've bitten my tongue. The rain is freezing, November in New York brutal and unforgiving, but I barely feel it. All I feel is the weight of what I saw, what I can never unsee. I should call the police, I should run, I should do literally anything except sit here drowning in rain and panic. But my phone is dead, my legs won't work, and I'm crying so hard I can barely see. That's when I hear the footsteps, heavy, deliberate, someone walking toward me through the storm like the weather doesn't exist. I don't look up. Maybe if I stay still, they'll pass by. Maybe I'll disappear into the rain and mud and this nightmare will end. The footsteps stop, right in front of me. "Get up!" The voice is male, deep, accented, Russian, I think, and laced with the kind of authority that makes my spine want to straighten even though I'm falling apart. I still don't look up. Can't. I said get up. Sharper now, a command, not a suggestion. "I can't," I whisper. My voice is wrecked, hoarse from crying. There's a pause. Then, "Why are you sitting in the rain crying like someone died?" I laugh. It comes out broken, half sob. Because someone did. The silence that follows is different, heavier. I finally lift my head, rain pouring down my face, and look at the man standing over me. And my heart stops. He's massive, 6'3" at least, broad-shouldered and built like violence is his first language. His black coat is soaked, clinging to a frame that's all controlled power. Dark hair plastered to his forehead, sharp jawline, and eyes the color of winter storms. Gray, cold, calculating. But it's his hands that make my breath catch. His knuckles are split, bleeding through the rain, fresh, like he just finished beating someone, or something, into submission. "Who died?" he asks, and his voice has shifted into something quieter, something almost dangerous. I should lie. Every instinct I have is screaming at me to lie, but I'm so tired, so scared. And something about the way he's looking at me, like he actually wants to know, like my answer matters, cracks me open. "I don't know his name," I say, my voice shaking, "but I watched someone shoot him, 3 times, center mass. He didn't even have time to scream." The man crouches down, bringing himself to my level. Up close, he's even more terrifying. His face is all brutal angles and cold precision, the kind of face that belongs to someone who's seen death and caused it. There's a scar cutting through his left eyebrow, faint but visible, and his eyes. God, his eyes are dissecting me like I'm a puzzle he's determined to solve. "When?" he asks. "An hour ago. Maybe less. I don't know. I ran." "Where?" 116th and Amsterdam. Outside the bodega. Something flickers in his expression. Recognition, or maybe satisfaction. "Describe the shooter." "Why?" The word comes out sharper than I intend. "Who are you?" His mouth curves, but it's not a smile. It's something colder, deadlier. "Someone who can make sure you don't end up like the man you saw." He leans in closer, close enough that I can smell gunpowder beneath the rain and expensive cologne. "Now describe him. Height, build, marks." My brain is screaming at me to run, but my body won't cooperate. Tall, bald, tattoo on his neck, a snake maybe, and a scar. I touch my own cheek with shaking fingers. Here, deep. The man's jaw tightens. For a split second, something dark and furious crosses his face. "Yabat," he mutters. Then louder. "Did he see you?" The question hits me like a punch. I nod, slowly, and watch the last bit of warmth leave his eyes. "Then you're already dead." The words are a death sentence, delivered with the cold efficiency of someone stating a fact. I feel the panic rise in my throat, sharp and suffocating. "Unless," he continues, standing and offering me his hand. "You come with me. Right now." I stare at his outstretched hand. It's scarred, knuckles still bleeding, and there's dried blood under his nails. This man is dangerous. Maybe more dangerous than the killer, but the killer knows my face. "Who are you?" I ask again, my voice barely audible over the rain. He tilts his head, studying me with those unnerving gray eyes. "My name is Alexei Volkov, and as of this moment, you're under my protection." His hand doesn't waver, "which means you belong to me now." "I don't belong to anyone." "Wrong." He crouches again, grabs my chin, not roughly but firmly enough that I can't look away. His touch is cold from the rain, and I flinch instinctively. He notices but doesn't let go. "The man you saw tonight? He works for the Komarov Bratva, which means by tomorrow morning every criminal in this city will be looking for you. You have two choices, Krasivaya. Come with me and live, or stay here and die." His thumb brushes across my jaw, almost gentle. "Choose quickly. We don't have time." I'm shaking so hard my teeth chatter. This is insane. I don't know this man. I don't know anything except that I'm terrified and soaked, and the rain is so cold it feels like knives. But when I look into his eyes, I see something I don't expect. Certainty. He's not asking. He's not begging. He's stating a fact. If I go with him, I'll survive. And God help me, I believe him. I take his hand. His grip is iron strong as he pulls me to my feet. I stumble, legs numb from kneeling in the cold, and he catches me with his other hand on my waist, steadying me. The touch is brief but electric, and I jerk back instinctively. He notices. His eyes narrow slightly, but he doesn't comment. Instead, he shrugs off his coat and drapes it over my shoulders. It's heavy, expensive, and smells like him, smoke and rain and something darker. "Can you walk?" he asks. I nod, even though I'm not sure. "Good." He places a hand on the small of my back, barely touching, like he's learned I don't like contact, and guides me toward the edge of the park. "Because if you collapse, I'm carrying you, and you look like the type who'd hate that." "I would," I manage, "then walk." There's a black SUV waiting at the curb, engine running, windows tinted so dark I can't see inside. The back door opens as we approach, and Alexei's hand presses more firmly against my back, urging me forward. "Get in." I hesitate. This is the moment, the point of no return. If I get in that car, I'm trusting a man I don't know, a man with blood on his hands and ice in his eyes. But behind me, the rain keeps falling, and somewhere in this city, a killer is looking for the girl who saw too much. I get in the car. Alexei slides in beside me, and the door shuts with a finality that makes my chest tighten. The driver, a broad-shouldered man with a shaved head and a neck tattoo, doesn't even glance back. "Drive," Alexei says. Just one word. The driver pulls into traffic without question. I sink into the leather seat, shivering violently despite the coat. My dress is plastered to my skin, ruined beyond repair, and I can feel mud caked on my knees. I look like I crawled out of a grave. Maybe I did. Alexei is watching me. I can feel his gaze like a physical weight, assessing, calculating. "You're in shock," he says. It's not a question. I don't answer. Can't. He reaches into the center console and pulls out a bottle of water, twists the cap, and hands it to me. "Drink." I take it with shaking hands. The first sip nearly chokes me, but I force it down. Then another. By the third, my throat doesn't feel like sandpaper anymore. "Better?" he asks. I nod. "Good. Now tell me your name." "Sienna." He repeats it, slowly, like he's tasting each syllable. "Sienna." His accent turns it into something exotic, foreign. "What do you do, Sienna?" "I'm a professor, psychology, Columbia." His eyebrow lifts, just slightly, but I catch it. A professor. There's something almost amused in his tone. And what is a psychology professor doing in Riverside Park at midnight in the rain? I was walking home from campus. I cut through the bodega because I trail off. It sounds stupid now. Coffee. I needed coffee. And instead, you witnessed a murder. Yes. Unlucky, he says. But there's no sympathy in his voice. Just cold pragmatism. Who was he? I ask. The man who died? No one who matters. He's scrolling through his phone now, typing something rapidly. The man who killed him, however, he matters. You know him. I know of him. Alexei's jaw tightens. Dmitry Kozlov. He's an enforcer for the Komarov Bratva, which means he doesn't kill without orders. What does that mean? He looks at me then, really looks at me, and I see something dangerous shift behind his eyes. It means the hit was sanctioned, and sanctioned hits don't leave witnesses. The water bottle slips from my hands. Alexei catches it before it spills, sets it aside, and turns to face me fully. Listen carefully, Sienna. For the next 72 hours you don't exist. You don't go home, you don't call anyone, you don't contact the police. You stay exactly where I put you, and you do exactly what I say. His voice is steel wrapped in velvet. Do you understand? No. My voice is shaking again. No, I don't understand any of this. I don't understand who you are or why you're helping me or what the hell I'm supposed to do now. You're supposed to survive, he says simply, and I'm the only reason you will. Why? The question bursts out of me. Why do you care? You don't know me. For a moment, he doesn't answer, just studies me with those pale gray eyes that seem to see straight through me. Then, quietly, because the man you saw tonight killed someone I needed alive, which means you, Krasivaya, are now the most valuable thing in this city. He leans closer, and I can feel the heat of him despite the cold. You're a witness, evidence, leverage, and in my world, leverage is everything. So you're using me? Yes. He doesn't even try to soften it. But I'm also keeping you breathing, which is more than anyone else will do. I should be angry, terrified. Instead, I just feel numb. Where are you taking me? I ask. Somewhere safe. That's not an answer. His mouth curves, almost a smile, but not quite. It's the only answer you're getting. The SUV turns onto a quieter street, buildings towering on either side. Rain streaks the windows, turning the city into a blur of lights and shadows. I watch it pass, trying to process everything, trying to understand how my life went from grading midterms to running from the Russian Mafia in the span of an hour. The man who died, I say suddenly. Who was he to you? Alexei's expression hardens. An informant. Someone who was supposed to give me information about a shipment coming through the docks next week. He pauses. Someone Dmitry Kozlov was ordered to silence. So his death wasn't random. Nothing in my world is random. I absorb that. Then, and the Komarov Bratva. Who are they? Rivals. The word is clipped. They control the east side. Drugs, weapons, trafficking. We've had a truce for 3 years, but if they're taking out my informants— He stops himself, jaw clenched. That truce is about to end. We. The word hangs in the air, heavy with implication. Who's we? I ask, even though part of me doesn't want to know. Alexei turns to look at me, and in the dim light of the car, with rain streaking the windows and shadows cutting across his face, he looks like something out of a nightmare. Beautiful, brutal, inevitable. The Volkov Bratva, he says simply. I'm the Pakan. Boss. He's the boss. My stomach drops. You're— Yes. No shame, no apology, just cold fact. And you, Professor Sienna, just became the most protected and most dangerous woman in New York. The car pulls to a stop. I look out the window and see we're in front of a building I don't recognize. Luxury high-rise, all glass and steel and money. The kind of place I could never afford. Let's go, Alexei says, already moving. He opens the door, steps out into the rain, and offers me his hand again. I stare at it. This is it. The choice. I can refuse. try to run, call for help. But the killer saw my face, and this man, this dangerous, brutal man with blood on his hands, is offering me a lifeline. I take his hand for the second time tonight, and I don't let go as he leads me inside. The penthouse is obscene. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city, rain hammering against the glass like it's trying to break through. The furniture is expensive, all sharp lines and dark leather, and there's a bar in the corner stocked with bottles I can't pronounce. Everything screams money and power and danger. Alexei locks the door behind us, 3 separate locks, I notice, and taps something on a panel by the entrance. Red lights flicker to green. "Security system," he says, catching my stare. "Biometric. No one gets in without my approval." "Am I a guest or a prisoner?" I ask. He shrugs off his wet coat and tosses it over a chair. Beneath, he's wearing a black button-down that clings to his frame, and I can see the outline of something at his hip. A gun. Of course he's armed. "Both," he says. "For now." Comforting. "I'm not here to comfort you." He moves to the bar, pours something amber into 2 glasses. "I'm here to keep you alive." He walks back, hands me one. "Drink. You're still in shock." I take the glass but don't drink. "What is it?" "Whiskey. It'll help." I don't drink. "You do now." He lifts his own glass, drains half of it in one swallow. "Trust me, you'll need it." I sip. It burns going down, sharp and hot, but he's right. It helps. The shaking in my hands eases slightly. Alexei watches me, then nods toward a hallway. There's a bedroom down the hall. Second door. Bathroom attached. Clothes in the closet. They'll be too big, but better than what you're wearing. His eyes drop to my ruined dress, and something unreadable crosses his face. "Clean up. Get warm. We'll talk when you're not hypothermic." "And if I don't want to?" "Then you'll sit there shivering and miserable until you change your mind." He turns away, dismissing me. "Your choice, Krasivaya." I hate that word. Krasivaya. Beautiful. He says it like a weapon, but I'm freezing, covered in mud, and my dress is stuck to my skin like a second layer of misery. So I force myself to stand, force my legs to work, and head toward the hallway. The bedroom is just as excessive as the rest of the penthouse. King-sized bed, dark gray linens, minimalist, but expensive. I don't let myself think about whose room this is or why there are women's clothes in the closet. I just grab the first thing I find, a black sweater 3 sizes too big and a pair of sweatpants I have to roll at the waist, and lock myself in the bathroom. The shower is scalding. I stand under the spray until my skin turns red, scrubbing away the rain and mud and blood until I'm raw. But no matter how hard I scrub, I can't wash away what I saw. The man's face as he fell. The killer's eyes when he looked at me. Dmitry Kozlov. That's his name. And he's looking for me. I turn off the water, dry off, and pull on the borrowed clothes. They smell like expensive detergent and something faintly masculine. I try not to think about it. When I return to the main room, Alexei is on the phone. He's speaking rapid-fire Russian, his tone clipped and authoritative, and even though I don't understand the words, I understand the tone. He's giving orders, probably about me. He sees me, says something final into the phone, and hangs up. "Better?" he asks. "Warmer," I correct. "Good enough." He gestures to the couch. "Sit. We need to talk." I sit, tucking my legs beneath me. He takes the chair across from me, leaning back with the kind of casual confidence that suggests he's always in control, always 3 steps ahead. "Tell me everything," he says. "Start to finish. What you saw. What he looked like. Every detail." So I do. I tell him about cutting through the alley, about the man begging in Russian, about the 3 shots that echoed like thunder. I describe Dmitry Kozlov, the snake tattoo, the scar, the cold efficiency in the way he pulled the trigger, and I tell him about the moment our eyes met, the way he smiled before he walked away. Alexei listens without interrupting, his expression unreadable. When I finish, he's silent for a long moment. Then, he smiled. "Yes, that's how you know he's coming for you." He leans forward, elbows on his knees. Dmitry doesn't leave loose ends. If he smiled, It's because he's already planning how to tie yours. My stomach turns. How long do I have? Depends. He pulls out his phone, pulls up a photo and shows it to me. Is this him? I look at the screen. It's a surveillance photo, grainy, black and white, but unmistakable. The bald head, the scar, the snake tattoo coiling up his neck. Yes, I whisper. That's him. Alexei's jaw tightens. He puts the phone away and stands, pacing to the windows. Rain continues to pour outside, the city a dark sprawl beyond the glass. The man he killed was feeding me intel on a weapons shipment. The Komarovs are moving through Red Hook next week. 15 million in untraceable firearms, enough to arm a small country. He turns to face me. That shipment is how they're planning to expand their territory, and I was planning to intercept it. And now your informant is dead. Yes. His eyes lock on mine. But you saw who killed him, which means you can identify the shooter, which means I'm leverage, I finish. Exactly. He crosses back to me, crouches in front of the couch so we're eye level. The Komarovs will do anything to keep you quiet, and I'll do anything to keep you talking. So I'm a pawn in your war. Yes. No apology, no guilt, but a protected pawn. And in my world, that's the best you can hope for. I should hate him, should be furious, but all I feel is exhausted. What happens now? I ask. Now? He studies me with those unnerving gray eyes. Now you stay here, under guard, under my protection, until I decide what to do with you. And if I want to leave? His smile is sharp. You won't? You can't keep me prisoner. I can do whatever I need to do to survive, Krasivaya, and right now, keeping you alive keeps me in the game. He stands, towers over me. So yes, for now, you're mine, and you'll stay exactly where I put you. This is kidnapping. This is protection. He moves to the door, pauses. There are guards outside. Don't try to leave. Don't try to contact anyone. Just rest. You're safe here. Am I? He looks back at me, and for just a moment, something almost human flickers in his expression. Safer than anywhere else in this city, he says quietly. I promise you that. And then he's gone, the door locking behind him with a soft click. I'm alone, in a strange penthouse, with a mafia boss who just told me I belong to him, while a killer hunts me through the city. I should be panicking, crying, breaking down. Instead, I curl up on the couch, pull Alexei's too big sweater tighter around me and close my eyes, and for the first time since I saw a man die, I feel something other than terror. I feel protected. God help me. I wake to the smell of coffee. For a disoriented moment, I think I'm in my apartment. That last night was a nightmare. That I didn't witness a murder, didn't meet a Russian mobster, didn't agree to let him lock me in his penthouse. Then I open my eyes and see the floor-to-ceiling windows, the rain still falling outside, and reality crashes back. You're awake. I jolt upright. Alexei is sitting in the chair across from me, dressed in a fresh suit, charcoal gray, perfectly tailored, with a cup of coffee in one hand and his phone in the other. He looks like he didn't sleep at all, or maybe he's just the type who always looks alert. What time is it? I ask, my voice rough. 9 a.m. He nods toward the coffee table where a second cup sits steaming. Black coffee, I don't know how you take it. I reach for it gratefully. Black is fine. He watches me take the first sip, then sets his phone aside. We have a problem. Of course we do. What kind of problem? The kind where Dmitry Kozlov spent last night hunting for you. He pulls up something on his phone, shows me. It's a photo, surveillance footage from a street camera. My street, my building, and standing outside the entrance looking up is the bald man with the scar, the killer. My hands shake so hard I almost drop the coffee. He knows where I live. He knows everything about you by now. Where you work, where you live, your routines, your friends. Alexei's voice is calm, matter of fact. He's been to your apartment, didn't find you, So now he's escalating. Escalating how? He shows me another photo. This one is of my office door at Columbia. There's something spray-painted across it in red, Russian words I don't understand. What does it say? I whisper. Alexei's jaw tightens. Tell me where she is or I'll burn it all down. My vision tunnels. He's threatening the university. He's threatening anyone connected to you. He pockets the phone. Which is why you're not leaving this penthouse until Dmitry Kozlov is dead. Or you are. The words hang in the air, brutal and final. How long will that take? I ask. Depends. He stands, moves to the windows. Outside, the rain has slowed to a drizzle, the city gray and cold beneath low clouds. I have people looking for him. But Dmitry is good at disappearing. Could be days, could be weeks. I can't just hide here forever. You can, and you will. He turns back to me, and his eyes are chips of ice. Because if you leave, he'll find you. And when he does, he won't just kill you. He'll make an example of you. Slow, public, brutal. He steps closer. Is that what you want? No, I whisper. Then you stay. I want to argue, want to fight. But I'm terrified, and he's right. I saw what Dmitry did to that man. 3 bullets, no hesitation, and the way he smiled at me. Okay, I say finally. I'll stay. Good. Alexei's expression softens, just slightly. There are guards outside. If you need anything, ask them. Food, clothes, books, anything that isn't leaving. What about you? What about me? Will you be here? He studies me for a long moment. Why? Are you afraid to be alone? I'm afraid of everything right now, I admit. Something shifts in his face. Not quite sympathy, but close. I have business to handle, but I'll be back tonight. He heads for the door, pauses. Don't do anything stupid, Krasivaya. I'd hate to lose you before I've finished using you. And then he's gone. I sit there, coffee cooling in my hands, and try to process my new reality. I'm a prisoner in a gilded cage, protected by a man who sees me as leverage, hunted by a killer who sees me as a loose end, and somehow, impossibly, the only person I trust right now is the Russian mobster who told me I belonged to him. 3 days pass in a blur. Alexei comes and goes, sometimes for hours, sometimes for a full day, always returning late, always looking like he's been through a war. He doesn't talk about what he does when he's gone. Doesn't need to. I see the tension in his shoulders, the fresh cuts on his knuckles, the way he pours whiskey at 2 a.m. and stands at the windows like he's watching for threats. We don't talk much, but when we do, it's strange. He asks about my research. I ask about his scars. He tells me about growing up in Moscow. I tell him about my thesis on trauma responses. We circle each other like wary animals, neither fully trusting, but both too curious to stay silent. On the 4th night, he comes home early. I'm curled up on the couch, reading, one of the books from his shelf, a Russian novel I can barely understand, when the door opens and he walks in. He looks exhausted, worse than usual. There's blood on his shirt. Are you hurt? I ask, standing. Not my blood. He shrugs off his coat, tosses it aside. We found one of Dmitry's safe houses. He wasn't there. But someone was. Several someones. His smile is grim. They're not anymore. I should be horrified. I am horrified. But I'm also relieved. Because every person he eliminates is one less person hunting me. Did you find anything useful? I ask. Maybe. He pours himself a drink, downs it in one swallow. Dmitry's planning something. My sources say he's meeting with someone tomorrow night. Red Hook, Pier 7. His eyes meet mine. I think it's about the shipment. The weapons? Yes. He sets the glass down, starts unbuttoning his shirt. I look away quickly. If I can intercept that meeting, I can find out where the shipment is. And if I find the shipment, I have leverage against the Komarovs. And Dmitry? If he's there, I'll kill him. said with the same casual tone someone might use to discuss the weather. I swallow hard. And if you don't find him? Alexei crosses to me, stopping just close enough that I have to tilt my head back to meet his eyes. Then you stay in this penthouse until I do, even if it takes months. I can't live like this forever. You can't live at all if Dmitri finds you first. His voice drops. I'm the only thing standing between you and a bullet, Sienna. Don't forget that. I haven't. I hold his gaze. But I'm not just leverage. I'm a person, and I'm going insane in here. You're alive in here, he counters. That's what matters. To you, because you need me. Yes, no apology. But also because, he stops himself, jaw tightening. Because what? He's silent for a long moment, then quietly, because I don't like the idea of you dying. The admission hangs between us, unexpected and raw. Why? I whisper. You don't even know me. His hand lifts, slowly giving me time to pull away, and brushes a strand of hair from my face. His fingers are rough, scarred, but his touch is surprisingly gentle. I know you're smart, he says. I know you're brave. I know you stayed in the rain crying instead of running, which means you're either suicidal or you freeze under pressure. His thumb traces my jaw. I know you flinch when people touch you. I know you don't drink. I know you read Russian literature even though you don't understand half of it. You've been watching me. Of course I have. You're my responsibility now. His eyes search mine. And you're interesting. Surprising, he amends. Most people in your situation would be hysterical by now. You're not. I'm terrified, I admit, but functional. That's rare. His hand drops away and I feel the loss of his touch like a physical thing. Get some sleep, Sienna. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day. What's tomorrow? He smiles, and it's the most dangerous expression I've ever seen. Tomorrow, we end this. I don't sleep. I lie in the guest bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to Alexei move around the penthouse. He's on the phone again, speaking rapid Russian, his tone clipped and commanding, planning, strategizing, preparing for war. At some point, I hear him stop. Silence settles over the penthouse like a held breath. I slip out of bed, pad barefoot to the main room. He's standing at the windows again, silhouetted against the city lights. Rain streaks the glass, distorting his reflection into something abstract. He's changed. Dark jeans, black t-shirt, and I can see the gun holstered at his hip. Can't sleep? He asks without turning around. Neither can you. I don't sleep much. He finally looks at me. Too many people want me dead. I move closer, stop a few feet away. Does it ever get easier, living like this? No. He turns fully to face me, but you get used to it. The fear becomes background noise. Is that what I am to you? Background noise? His expression shifts. No, you're a complication. I didn't ask to be. I know. He steps closer, and suddenly the space between us feels charged, dangerous. But you are, and now I'm responsible for keeping you alive, which means I can't focus on anything else, can't move forward, can't end this war. His voice drops. You're in my head, Krasivaya, and I hate it. Then let me go. I can't. Why not? Because... He stops himself, jaw clenched. Then, with brutal honesty, because if something happened to you, I'd burn this entire city down. The confession hits me like a physical blow. You barely know me, I whisper. I know enough. His hand lifts again, cups my face. This time, I don't pull away. I know you're brave, I know you're strong, and I know I should let you go, but I won't. Not until Dmitri is dead and you're safe. And then? Then. His thumb brushes across my lower lip, and my breath catches. Then we'll see. He's going to kiss me. I can see it in his eyes, feel it in the tension coiling between us, and God help me, I want him to. But before he can close the distance, his phone buzzes. He pulls back, checks it, and his expression darkens. What? I ask. Dmitri moved up the meeting. It's happening now. He's already moving, grabbing his coat, checking his gun. I have to go. Wait. I catch his arm. Be careful. He looks at me, and for just a moment, something almost soft crosses his face. Always am. And then he's gone. I'm alone again, and all I can do is wait. 2 hours pass, then 3. I pace the penthouse, stomach twisted in knots. The guards outside haven't moved. The city beyond the windows is dark, rain falling steadily, and Alexei still hasn't come back. At hour 4, I start to panic. At hour 5, my phone, my dead phone, the one I thought was useless, buzzes. I stare at it. It's been charging on the nightstand, forgotten. But now it's alive, and there's a text from an unknown number. Come to Pier 7 alone, or he dies. Attached is a photo. Alexei, on his knees, blood streaming down his face, and standing behind him holding a gun to his head is Dmitri Kozlov. My heart stops. This is a trap. I know it's a trap, but if I don't go, Alexei dies. And despite everything, despite the fear, the danger, the insanity of the last 4 days, I can't let that happen. I grab a coat, slip out past the sleeping guard, drugged coffee maybe, I don't ask, and head into the rain, toward the docks, toward Dmitri, toward what might be my death. Pier 7 is abandoned. Dark. The rain has turned the docks into a slick, treacherous maze of shadows and rusted metal. I'm shaking so hard I can barely walk. But I keep moving. At the end of the pier, I see them. Alexei on his knees, hands bound behind his back, blood matting his dark hair. And Dmitri behind him, gun pressed to the base of his skull, smiling that same cold smile from the night I saw him kill. Dr. Sienna, Dmitri says, his accent thicker than Alexei's. So good of you to join us. Let him go, I say, my voice shaking. No, Dmitri's smile widens. He's leverage, just like you. He tilts his head. Tell me, doctor, what do you think is more valuable, your life or his? Mine, Alexei rasps. He wants you, Sienna. Run. I won't. Run, he roars. But I don't. Instead, I step closer, hands raised. I'll tell you everything. I'll testify. I'll do whatever you want. Just let him go. Dmitri laughs. You think I care about testimony? You're a loose end, doctor. Nothing more. His finger tightens on the trigger. And loose ends. The gunshot echoes across the water. But it's not Alexei who falls. It's Dmitri. He collapses, a hole blooming in the center of his forehead, his smile frozen in death. Behind him, holding a smoking gun, is a woman I don't recognize. Dark hair, cold eyes. She looks at me, nods once, then disappears into the shadows. Alexei is on his feet in seconds, cutting his bonds, pulling me into his arms before I can process what just happened. You shouldn't have come, he says into my hair. I couldn't let him kill you. He was never going to. He pulls back, cups my face. It was a trap. For him. You were bait. I stare at him. You used me. I protected you. His voice is fierce, and I ended it. Dmitri's dead. The Komarovs will fall. You're safe now. Am I? He looks at me for a long moment. Then, no, because you were never in danger from Dmitri. You were in danger from me. My blood runs cold. What? I'm not just Pakan of the Volkov Bratva, he says quietly. I'm the man who ordered the hit on your father 6 years ago. The world tilts. My father died in a car accident. No. Alexei's eyes are endless. He was a federal prosecutor who was getting too close to shutting down my operation, so I had him killed, made it look like an accident. His jaw clenches. And you, Dr. Sienna Caldwell, are his daughter, the one who swore she'd bring down the Mafia if it took her whole life. I can't breathe. You've been investigating me for 2 years, he continues, undercover, using your position at Columbia to get close to my associates, and 4 days ago you finally saw something that could put me away. He steps closer. You saw Dmitri kill my informant, but you also saw me order it. The rain, the park, the tears, all of it was What? I don't understand, I whisper. You're FBI, Alexei says. Deep cover, and I've known since the moment you walked into my world. His hand slides into his pocket, pulls out a badge. My badge. You dropped this, in the rain. I stare at it. At him. At the lie that's been my entire life for 4 days. So, what now? I ask, my voice breaking. You kill me? He's silent for a long moment. Then, softly, no. I let you go. Why? Because despite everything, despite who you are, what you came to do, I meant what I said. His hand cups my face one last time. You're in my head, Sienna, and I don't want you dead. He hands me my badge, steps back. Walk away, he says. Go back to your life. Forget you ever met me. And if I can't? His smile is sad, broken. Then I guess we'll both be in trouble. He turns and walks into the rain, leaving me alone on the pier with a dead body and too many questions. And as I watch him disappear into the shadows, I realize 3 things. 1, I'm FBI. 2, I've been hunting him for years. 3, I think I just fell in love with the man I'm supposed to destroy. The end, or the beginning.